One has opened a private chef business to respond to the challenges of lockdown, and the other balances being a private chef with his full-time restaurant job. They are Chefs Dion and Aphelele, and they've both represented SA at the Culinary Olympics. I'm joining them at SOTA to learn more about the world of being a private chef. Thank you for having me, chefs. Now, cooking at home can be quite intimidating at times, but cooking for large numbers, that's another story altogether. Luckily, today I've got Chefs Aphelele and Chef Dion who will be talking us through what the day in the life of a private chef is like. Chefs, what's on the menu today?
What we have on the menu today is we have baked mussels with harissa aioli, and then the second dish that we're having yeasted cauliflower, and then it's charred, and then with some pickled grapes on it, and then we break that off with some mint oil.
I'm just going to be taking you all down to India. We're going to be making some dal tadka, one of my death row dishes. Some paratha, aloo paratha. It's stuffed inside of this dough, and then we roll it out and fry it in ghee. It's really nice, flaky, perfect thing for lunch to have with your dal. And then we're going to make some onion bhaji. I know this is a big favorite, so I thought this would be a nice addition to the tasting menu.
Well then, Zanzi, if you want to get your hands on these amazing recipes, head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Chefs, let's get cooking. What do you want us to do?
Okay, right now we're going to be starting off. You, that side to me, you're going to be making for us breadcrumbs to crumb up the mussels. The mussels are already shelled. So what you'll be doing for us, you'll be chopping the parsley. And then you, Chef D, you're making us the aioli. So break off the eggs in a bowl. And then you add your mustard. You got it, Chef. And then what I'll be doing this side is the red pepper. I'll be making the harissa. This, we're going to coat it with a little bit of oil. So this is going to go in the oven at 200 degrees for about 10 minutes. Okay. So you're going to be, baking this. So it's going to turn black in color. That's how you get the smokiness in it. So this will go in the oven now.
Okay, and if I don't have access to an oven, I can use flat stovetop?
You can use a flat stovetop. Just put it directly to the flame. If you have a gas stove, that is perfect. Put it directly on the flame. That's going to give you the black skin, and then it's going to be easier to peel. I'll just be taking this to the oven quickly.
And then, Chef, I'm just going to get started with the mussels here. So I'm making the crumb like you mentioned. I'm just chopping up some parsley. With that, I've got some garlic, some breadcrumbs, and a bit of butter, and a bit of salt and pepper. So you basically want me to mix all of this together?
Yes.
And then I'll be putting that crumb then onto the mussels?
Yeah, individually on those mussels. Okay. So you're going to mix everything together and make sure it's all separated, not sticking together into a ball. And then while Chef Dion there, he's crushing the garlic for the aioli. And then what I'll be doing here is toasting up the seeds. So we're going 1 teaspoon caraway seeds, and then we're going a teaspoon of cumin seeds. So what I'm doing here is releasing the flavor from the seeds because they tend to get stale if they stay too long. Releasing the flavor, the oil, and the aroma in this. Perfect.
And Chef Dion, I see you just added salt to your cutting board. And
yeah, so we roasted the garlic and just got a bit of char on it, so it gives a bit of more of the char flavor to the extra aioli. It plays with the harissa. I'm sure that's what you're going for, right, Aphelele? And then I've just added a bit of salt as I smash it. It just helps it crush it and mush it up a bit better. Because with the aioli, your binding agent is your mustard and your garlic, actually.
These are toasted. The aroma is coming out now nicely. So these are going into a pestle and mortar. So I'll be crushing this to release more flavor right now.
So for someone that doesn't have a pestle and mortar, what would be the next best option?
A rolling pin, put it in a cloth and then just roll it, and then you're crushing your seeds, you're releasing the aroma that way. Or put it in a blender, stick blender if you have.
Perfect, okay. Chef Dion, I see you've got your hands busy there. What's happening?
Yeah, so I've just added two teaspoons of mustard, Dijon, to the smashed garlic clove, and then 4 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. I'm just going to add 2 egg yolks here, separate it, and then whisk it up, and then slowly in a steady stream add the oil to the egg, mustard, and garlic.
Do you mind explaining to the viewers then why you're specifically adding the acid? Because you've added lemon juice and you've also made...
So what the acid does is the acid sort of helps coagulate the egg, and it also helps thicken up your actual aioli at the end.
Chef, I think this is chopped finely enough, so I've just gone in there with the rest of my garlic. A bit of butter goes in there, and I'm basically just creating somewhat of a crumble, right?
Yeah,
just a loose crumble with the breadcrumbs and everything else. Yes. Okay.
Our red pepper is out now, so all the skin is lifted. So what I'm doing now, I'm covering it, so it's gonna steam. That's gonna help to lift the skin, and then it's gonna be easier to peel. So you're gonna set this on the side. So we already made one earlier. So what we're doing here right now, you're gonna remove cut it in half. We're removing the skin now. So take off the seeds.
Did you always know that you wanted to get into the private chef business when you got into this industry, or did you start somewhere else?
Started somewhere else, started working in restaurants and hotels. I mean, like with this whole pandemic happening, everyone needed to adapt. So, because most of the restaurants are closing up, and then people still needed to earn some money.
Yeah.
So that was the safest space to go to. And you, Shifty?
Pretty much a similar story. I mean, I was at the Mount Nelson Hotel, head chef running the main kitchen. I was there for 11 years, and then this whole pandemic came in, so sort of was a spinner thrown into the work, so we had to sort of adjust and adapt. I mean, I started off with takeaways, doing some curry from home, and getting collections, picking up from there, and then slowly started venturing into the private chefing. But yes, absolutely that, just adapting to the new norm and trying to pick the positives on the new reality that we have and just move forward in the most positive way possible.
Chef Dion, I see you're still whisking away there.
I'm actually done now. I've just added the oil into the mustard,
Okay.
garlic, and the vinegar, just until it emulsified. It slowly thickens up.
Okay.
Add a little bit of it at a time, so you don't sort of get it to the point where it's going to split and separate. As it starts to thicken up, stop with the oil and go less and less until it comes together. You want to get it more thicker than you actually want it, because you want to finish it off with a little of lemon juice, and that might turn it down a bit.
So we peeled off our red pepper. I added chopped chilies, dried chilies, fresh one. And then also we added all the spices that we toasted up. And then now this, we're going to blend it. So this you're going to blend into a puree. If you have this small amount, you want to use a small container, because you want everything to pass through the blades. That's how you will get it to be smooth.
And you won't need any liquid for that, right?
No. The red peppers have already enough moisture in it.
So my mussels are ready. Can I take these into the oven?
Those will go in the oven for 10 minutes at 200 degrees, 220. And then you're just getting a beautiful golden color on top. You don't want to overcook your mussels also. The breadcrumbs will be protecting the mussels from overcooking.
Awesome stuff. Chef, your mussels are ready.
Thank you, Tumi. You can just have them over here.
They actually smell amazing. I can smell the garlic that's in there and the fresh parsley. I hope they're golden enough.
They are golden enough, and as you can see close, that the moisture that's coming from the mussel is still there, because you don't want to overcook them and then they'll be dry.
Okay, I got your aioli here.
Thank you so much, Chef D.
Do you want to taste and check that it's right?
That's perfect, Chef.
Perfect.
So to this aioli, so the harissa is done being blended. So what we're going to do, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of that. But depending how much your heat tolerance is, and then you can add more to it.
That brings us to the very end of our first segment. We've made our baked mussels with harissa and aioli. This looks amazing. I can't wait to try it. But we still have so much more in store. Chef, we're making cauliflower after this, right?
Yes, we're making yeasted cauliflower, the humble vegetable that people always tend to overlook.
Well, awesome stuff. More of that coming up.